We are here in the depths of the Armagh countryside, and we have just driven from Lordship Credit Union outside Dundalk, and it's taken us approximately 36 minutes in around.
Yeah.
Now we have to bear in mind that this is Unionist countryside, Protestant countryside, which Aaron Brady, having grown up in a very nationalist part of County Armagh, about 20 minutes from here, he would not have known this territory. Now the Garda are claiming that the car that was used in the raid, Aaron and co drove it to this point here where it was burnt out. This is a heavily policed area.
Yes, and indeed when we were driving down here we met a police car.
We did.
Just a few miles down the road is Newtownhamilton PSNI station, and it is the main police station for South Armagh, and there would be a continuous flow of vehicles leaving that station and patrolling these roads and heading back in towards Crossford Lane, which is another 22 or 3 kilometres away. So, and as I said, we've met a vehicle here, and the boys were allegedly driving at high speed in a stolen car with the number plate still on it. It's just ludicrous. It simply didn't happen. It's part of the fictional story.
One of the things that struck me about driving out from the credit union, we had to head back into Dundalk. So what the Garda are saying is that the raiders drove from Lordship Credit Union, which is quite a rural area, back into the bright lights of Dundalk, from which obviously the Garda would have been coming out to see what was going on at the credit union. And they claim that these raiders were driving for more than 30 minutes, right?
Yes, according to the CCTV footage. CCTV footage shows the raiders leaving Lordship Credit Union at 9:31, and the first vehicle passes Newtownhamilton School about 4 miles away at 10:04 and then 10:06.
Right.
And there's ridiculous times to follow on that. But
this area is completely rural here, but it would have taken them over half an hour to get here, driving through fairly populated areas.
Yeah.
And my feeling driving it, if you've just raided a credit union and killed a Garda, that you would be wanting to get off the road as quickly as possible over the border. So it took them quite a while to get over the border.
Yes.
And they were out in sight of police cars, Garda cars potentially, which for some reason didn't come in that half an hour period. Why were there no Garda cars and no police cars around?
Well, the PSNI would have been informed as soon as Garda Joe Ray had sent in the alarm, and as the Garda were rushing to the credit union, we can assume that the PSNI in Newtownhamilton and Crossford Lane would be converging on the border crossings where we were after driving. That would be the automatic response.
They could have had a helicopter out at that stage,
yeah, it's
but
quite
yet
possible.
there was nothing. There was nothing. And all that has been picked up on CCTV is unusual blobs of light. Nothing that can prove.
Oh, no. In fact, the blobs of light actually prove, when we look into the CCTV footage, that it's unlikely to be a Passat, and it's not the same Passat that left the credit union, because the number plate light was clearly visible on the car as it left the credit union, and when it passed Newtownhamilton School, there was no number plate light on it. So it's not the same. It's not the same vehicle.
So
the vehicle that was here had nothing to do with the modern robbery.
This vehicle was robbed in Clogherhead.
Yes.
On the
23rd, 48 hours prior to the modern robbery, 2 days before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clogherhead being a coastal point in County Louth.
Yes.
And what was that car used for? Why was it burnt out here? It was found by a park ranger who was going up into the wood here to check on the wood, and it was found smouldering here.
On the morning after the modern robbery, on Saturday morning, yes.
So there's big question marks as to what this car was involved in. This part of the case, it's just another chapter that makes absolutely no sense. Why would these raiders have been on the road for so long, knowing that the Garda, the PSNI, were out in full force and they could have been caught?